Hello and welcome to the second episode of Money and Youth series. If you're watching this video, well, it means you're taking your second step towards becoming a financial guru. And if by any chance you did not watch the first video, which was about budgeting, go ahead and tap the link I have included in the description box. Watch it so that you can easily relate to this one. So today we are going to tackle the second most important financial tip, which is of course saving your money. Now, in simple terms, saving is that income or money not spent. It also involves reducing your expenditure. Now, to be honest, this is something that I've also struggled with over time and still improving. But after seeking advice from bankers and reading a lot of articles by financial experts and gurus, it got a little bit easier. And today I am going to share with you some of the financial tricks they recommend when it comes on how you can effectively save your money. Now, before we dive into that, let's look at the different reasons why people save. Reason number one. See, some people save because they want to become financially independent and enjoy the luxuries of life, while other people save for the unexpected or emergency situations. For example, you could lose your job or get hurt, and in which case you might be physically unable to do anything, yet you have bills to pay. Now, this is when your savings come in to help. While other people save for future retirement. See, some people have a goal of retiring before their 30s or 40s, and when you start saving early, well, this goal could be achieved. And having navigated that, let us look at the juicy part, which is the tricks on how you can effectively save your money. And trick number one is you have to budget for your savings. And what do I mean by this? Now, like we said in the previous video, that 50% goes to your needs and 20% goes to your savings. Now, at this point, we are going to budget for that 20%, whereby it can either go to the short-term savings, and in this sector, we look at setting and saving for small achievements. And these are things that you can easily reach and enjoy. For example, buying a phone in a few months. Or your 20% can go to the long-term savings. And in this sector, we look at saving and setting for big achievements. For example, opening up a business a year from now. You have to remember that while allocating your 20% to prioritize according to your financials. And for trick number two, guys, find a way to cut your spending. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean by trying to minimize some of those social life activities that involve a lot of spending. For example, instead of eating out, you could actually carry your own lunch. Or you could carry your own bottle of water instead of buying bottled water. You can also go ahead and cut out that gym membership that you are not using. See, guys, these are some of the small things that we overlook, yet they help us save a lot of money. But to make these kinds of sacrifices, it all goes back to the strong reason as to why you started this journey and your financial goals. Then you will realize that some things are worth sacrificing. Now, this takes me to the next point, which is while saving your money, guys, give yourself what the experts have called the cooling off period. And I'll give you an example. Now, have you ever been tempted to buy that very pricey and trendy item? Like it caught your eye and you want it so bad? Now, this is the point you apply the cooling off period, and this is what you do. Give yourself a few days before buying that item. So this is going to give you time to realize and think if you're actually in need of it and not merely wanting it. And well, chances are you're going to realize that it was one of those non-essential purchases. Now, that was trick 3. And for trick number 4, I am going to begin with a short story. Now, remember when we were young, we used to crack empty bottom cans to collect our money. Now, those then were the saving tools that we could afford. And the problem with them is that anytime you wanted the money, all you had to do was to break that tin. So what I'm saying is that for effective saving, we need to have the right saving tools. For example, like creating a savings account where you will not be able to withdraw your money except after a certain period of time. See, there are so many different savings accounts when you go to the bank, but while trying to open one, it is wise to first consider and discuss the interest rates, the terms and conditions of the bank, and see whether they are in your personal favor. Or you might opt for the automatic saving trick, whereby for every paycheck or money deposited on your account, a portion of it is immediately and directly deposited into your savings account. See, this automatic transfer is a very simple way to save money since you do not have to think about it, and it is generally helpful for some of us who have a tendency to spend our upkeep or salary the moment we get a hold of it. Now, that all said and done, some people find it difficult and still struggle with saving their money. Now, there are two major reasons to that. One is that sometimes the money that we are making or the upkeep that we are getting from our guardians is just not enough, and it can only sustain our necessities, and well, none is left for savings. Now, in such a case, what we can do to make the ends meet, you could try and get a side hustle. So you can have 3 or 2 jobs, thereby you can increase your income and have some money left for savings. And number 2 is that some people up to now do not know the difference between their needs and their wants, and this is something that I talked about and explored in the first video. And like the saying goes, if you don't need it, do not buy it. So the bottom line is, if you have not yet figured out what your needs are and what your wants are, it's still going to be hard for you to save. So basically, today we have looked at what saving is, why you should save, the effective ways on how to do it, and why it is still hard for some people. But one thing we should remember, guys, that saving is all about acquiring financial discipline. And that is all that I have for you guys today. Let me know about what you think about all this in the comment section, and I cannot wait to hear from you all. Now, next time we shall be looking at the final episode of the Money and Youth series, that is how we can effectively invest our money as the youth. So do not forget to subscribe and get notified when a new video is uploaded. Much love. Peace.